Welcome to Messages from Mary tonight. Instagram is letting people know that we're here. Give this a minute. It is May 8th of 2023. So whenever this video finds you, may it be medicine for your sweet being. Oh, hi, sweetie. Oh, so sweet you're here. Happy May 8th. So, I would just like to say that I did look back into my original, my very first message from Mary was April 27th of 2020. So, and we went for nearly a year through that period of 2020, and I think I went until February of 21. And at that point, I had started a job working in addiction recovery, and I had to take a pause. And then Mary began nudging again, and so we relaunched May 1st last week. And it was exactly 3 years to the 3 years. I mean, the dates were a little different, but it was exactly 3 years to the time in the calendar. And I'm just sharing that because I think it's so beautifully magical. And I'm sharing it because of how the divine works and the divine flows and the divine is present, and how it bypasses our conscious mind and to get our attention, to affect change. So I just thought that was so fun. I wanted to share it. So we're going to go ahead and begin. If you would like to join me as we center, I think I'm going to I've got my, I've got this gorgeous frankincense incense burning, and I'll show you. It's so amazing. I don't know if you can see that, but it was a birthday gift, and I love it. And I burned it last week, and I burned it this week. So, let's go ahead and center the energy. I did a prayer and a connection with the divine before I got on and cleared our oracles and all of that. I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh, man. Okay. So, thank you. So go ahead and just place your hand, if you would like to place a hand over your heart and one over your solar plexus or over your belly, to just ground into your body and to anchor your awareness into your heart center. We'll just begin with a quick prayer, and we'd like to thank the beings of unconditional love and light who have gathered us together across time and space in this very moment. We ask that all messages that come through for the highest and best, with clarity, divine grace, highest wisdom, love, expediency, and that they flow to all beings for whom they will be helpful and medicine for their hearts, minds, and souls. We thank the precious Mary for coming into this space, and can you feel her coming in and her veil and enveloping us and creating this sphere of light. And this is an energy field that will cross infinite time. It will always be accessible to us. Now, if we revisit this energy, and to anyone who comes along to join this message at a later time, You step into these. These are portals. These are gateways that create these fields of light where we gather our focus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I would like to say, if you have any questions or comments as we go through the reading tonight, the connection with Mary, please type it in. I will do my best to answer it. If you are seeing this video after the live and you have questions, feel free to comment and I will answer, or you can message me. So let's begin. So I'd love to invite you, as we call the energy in, to and I've cleared these with the frankincense and energetically, but it's always fun to do it again. So to just gather your energy in your heart space and connect with me, and lift up that whatever, if you are looking for specific guidance, just asking that come through for you. Or if you are having prayers or energy or concerns for the collective, because this message is for the collective, but for each of us who join, there will be also energy transmissions for each of us. So, sweet Mary, we ask for the highest and best for all involved. What is the message you would like to come through tonight on this evening of May 8th in 2023? Oh, well, hello. Oh my gosh. She gave us a lot. So, we have several. And so we'll go through them. I also am going to end with for sure we're going to end with a message from the Kuan Oracle. She also wanted to come through. As at the very end, I love to pull a little last love note. So the cards that came up were Our Lady of Nourishment. And hopefully you can see that. And Our Lady of Innocence. Oh, I love her. And I love how sweet and gentle she is. And she has that, it looks like a rose quartz pink crystal over her heart chakra. Our Lady of Truth. And Our Lady of Starting Over, which I don't know. I honestly can't remember which cards came up last week. I can look, but we are on the very end of the Scorpio lunar eclipse that we experienced. And my Celeste, isn't cool. So it's very fitting that Our Lady is Starting Over is the last card that comes out with that. Sorry, I'm just arranging so I can see these. Because the energy of the eclipse and Scorpio is rebirth, starting over. We are in significantly active times of transformation. Scorpio is also, of course, a very powerful, potent energy for transformation. And I believe Pluto is out there being very busy in our astrology right now as well. So it makes sense that she's closing with that message. But we're going to start with, so Our Lady of Nourishment, Our Lady of Innocence, Our Lady of Truth. Our Lady of Starting Over. So I think with Our Lady of Nourishment, what I'm feeling from this is for all of us, right now, it is very important that we are taking time to, it's always important that we nourish ourselves. It's always important that we take time and care for ourselves. But I actually follow quite a few activists on my Instagram feeds because I actually have quite an activist heart. And I've been trying to reckon and balance that energy and my Aries sun and my passion with my work. And so I feel very much this message is also speaking to me personally. But one of the accounts I follow just had a posted today, like, I'm taking a break. And I think that's so important because when we are, for those people who are on the front lines of anything, even if it's just the front lines of changing your life or working on your own self evolution and confronting your own traumas or heartaches so that you can come into a place of self-respect and self-worth and alignment within your own heart, mind, body, and soul, and do the healing work that is so transformational, but can be so difficult at times. So I feel like whether you're just personally in a moment where your life is really busy, or you're going through a big change, maybe it's a change in a relationship, maybe it's a big move, a big new job, like my youngest daughter, shout out to her, congratulations, or if you're literally like one of the beautiful souls who are working in the trenches of our creating a better place on the planet for each other. So if you're a social worker, a nurse, a doctor, a teacher, God bless our teachers, a salesperson, a DoorDash driver, an airplane pilot, all of the people who are out in the world and holding space, a hospice worker, caring for an elderly parent, caring for an ill child, caring for a partner. Regardless of where we are on the spectrum of that, we need to take care of ourselves. And Our Lady of Nourishment, I want to read the quick message that Alana Fairchild, the Mother Mary Oracles channeled by Alana Fairchild. And her message for Our Lady of Nourishment says, "Do you hunger, my child, for love, for security, for knowing that all will be well? Do you hunger for food, for possessions, for relationships, for opportunities to be free in the world and make your mark? Do you hunger, my child, for feelings of tenderness, appreciation, and acknowledgement? Let me fulfill that hunger now through the divine presence and the bounty that it brings. Let me fulfill that hunger that you may know fullness, not only fed by the spiritual worlds, but nourished through delight in your precious life, in this physical world through which you are approaching your spiritual enlightenment." Good. But nourish through delight in your... So what she's saying here is to access nourishment in the physical world, in the 3D world, in this dimension, whether it's walking outside barefoot, if it's getting a massage, if it's taking a nap, if it's drinking more water, but also through meditation, through connection to the divine. And there are so many beautiful ways we can do that through meditation. We can do it through consciously walking. We can do it through lovemaking, through being present with our loved ones, like literally being present and connected through our heart with our friends, our family, our coworkers, our work. And then caring for our bodies. So taking a bubble bath or cuddling up in your favorite cozies on an afternoon or an evening or a weekend. when you have a moment. And then she moves into Our Lady of Innocence, which says, and what struck me about that card in the art is the heart chakra and the softness in her countenance, and also the way like the veil falls over her head and shoulders, to me look like angel wings, and just the way the energy and the light, or the energy and the colors are flowing, just the peace in her face. Our Lady of Innocence, I ask you to let go of any fear of judgment. Allow me to be close to you. I honor the purity of your being, which is forever untainted by any experience. There is nothing for you to fear from allowing me completely and freely into your heart. I hear your innermost thoughts, feelings, and prayers. I wish for you to be completely open with me so that I can help you without restraint. Tell me even that which you are frightened to admit to yourself, and know that I will never judge you. I will only understand and teach you to love and forgive yourself. For truly you are my child always, and I will never turn away from you. So the thing that I always say about Mary, the energy I feel with her is we are all her children, regardless of our behavior and how we present in the world. And we are all also in this world, we are all souls. Every single being on this planet is a soul. We're having a human experience, and we live in this dimension that exists with polarity. So we have good, we have bad, we have light, we have dark, positive, negative. So we have matter, we have non-matter. So in this world, all of those faces are all of her children. And what she is saying is, come to me. Like, there's nothing within you that is so dark that I cannot be present with you. And that is where our woundedness, our darkness, when it comes up and out, it wants to come out, up and out, to be held and to be transformed, and to be transformed into love and light, and for the heaviness to become lightness. So for the deceptions to become truth. My dogs are singing. The Oracle of Our Lady of Innocence comes to you with this message. It is time to let go of old shame and guilt and reveal more of who you are. Do not be afraid about being judged. Judgment only hurts when we make it about ourselves and agree with the judgment, rather than realizing that judgment is not truth. It is only an expression of a wound in the person who is judging. The Holy Mother comes to us with this reminder. We are innately innocent and pure of heart. She asks us to hold compassion for the mistakes we have made in our lives, because we did the best we could, even if sometimes that wasn't as skillful as we would have liked. When we receive this reminder, we are much less likely to fall into the trap of judging ourselves. So the healing process for this, we're not going to go through it, but she does say it begins with visualizing yourself being bathed in a waterfall of white light, and that is a bit of what we see in the art of this. And earlier today, I was doing an oracle online, and it was literally, the card was waterfall of white light, and it was a beautiful artwork. It was a waterfall, and it was white energy. So we can do that through meditation. We can do that in the shower. We can visualize when we're taking a shower. We can visualize the water actually as divine energy, like flowing through our energy bodies and over our physical body, and literally like consciously engaging in that energy healing, that energy bath. And it just like I clear the oracle with frankincense, or we use essential oils, or we use energy from our hands, or we use sound or frequency. Light and water and earth are also frequencies. So we need to let ourselves out of any jails and imprisonment that we have, that we are living within. And whether those bars and those cells have been erected over time, or they were erected as a result of a traumatic situation or a heartbreak, we need to allow ourselves, hi sweetheart, we need to allow ourselves, hi love, to use these processes and bring in the energy of unconditional divine love. We need to bring that in to these spaces that are wounded, and that either we have imprisoned ourselves because of a reaction, or we have, and so it potentially could be protection, so we think, or it is something that we have done where we have responded to the outside world, and so we believe that we should be in a jail of shame, or a mask. I don't want you to see who I really am, because if you knew who I really was, you would turn away from me. So what she's saying is, nourish our bodies, our minds, our spirits. Our Lady of Innocence is saying, you are a beautiful, divine being. Let me help you heal what hurts. Let me heal what is wounded. And then Our Lady of Truth is coming out. Our Lady of Truth is coming out, interestingly, after Our Lady of Innocence, where the mother is coming in and saying, I have you, I've got you, I'll hold you, like come be in my loving arms, come be in this waterfall of white light as a healing process, and we'll tend to what hurts. And then and then following that is Our Lady of Truth, which is truth is healing. So we'll see what the channeled message is, but I believe this process is essentially what she's laying out for us as a path. It's like a pathway for freeing our voice. And ultimately, she ends with Our Lady of Starting Over. So she's literally giving us tools and keys to care for ourselves, transform what is in pain, begin to speak our truth, and then start over from that space, and allow, and especially on the heels of this full moon and the Scorpio lunar eclipse, letting go what is no longer serving our lives. And when we say that, we can go, well, does that mean I have to quit my job, or does that mean I'm leaving my partner, or does that mean I have to sever, like I have to do a big thing? And sometimes it is a big thing. Sometimes it's the clarity comes and there is a big thing, like it's time to make a change in your job, or it's time to sell the house that you love, but it's time to relocate, maybe to something smaller, something bigger, or a totally different place in the world. But it could also just be a change in the way we communicate. So from now on, as we become more comfortable in our true, authentic self, we are able to communicate truthfully. This is what I need. This is how I'm feeling. This is how, when we're going to have this conversation, these are sort of the new rules of being in relationship with me. And it's about setting appropriate boundaries and communicating through authenticity and love for yourself, but also letting other people know how to now be in your world. And these are usually, in my experience, we can have epiphanies and we can have big ahas, but generally these are processes. These are trial and error. We work. It's an ongoing process and an ongoing exercise and growth for ourselves, but everyone who is in our life. So 17, Our Lady of Truth. When you choose to be in your truth, expressing and being you, you are with me. In those moments, your voice in every action rings true like a bell, sending out waves of sound that cut through that which no longer serves you. Being in your truth empowers that which can assist and support you on your life path. Don't hold back out of fear. Be kind and be true. Let me help you attain both of these spiritual goals now. Remember, being in your truth is how you are closest to me. Your world is changing, triggered by the transformations already happening within you as you grow spiritually. The changes happening is a raising of your energetic frequency. You may find that you cannot stand some things which you once liked or loved. So she goes on about, and this is a long, all of her messages are long, and we're not going to read the whole thing, but she does say, this oracle brings you comfort and guidance, encouraging you to honor your truths, and especially to be as truthful with yourself as you possibly can be. So it also, I may have already said this, but connecting, following Our Lady of Innocence, where she's essentially saying, come to me, come into my energetic field, let me hold you, rest here. I love you as you are. You're a pure being, you're a soul. There is nothing that you can do that I will turn away from. And that can be really hard for us to accept to be true for ourselves. And it can also be really hard for us to accept for someone else. But this is the divine, right? This is unconditionally loving divine energy. And she's saying, come to me. And then Our Lady of Truth is saying, be honest. Like, let's talk about it. And then Our Lady of Starting Over, of course, is about new beginnings. And she writes, soon it will be time to leave something behind you. I was just kind of looking at the art, and so there's a lot of red energy. It's, the starting over is action. Like, it is we take action. So red is action. There are roses, there's the heart, and there's fire. Can you see the flames, I think, right there? Like, it looks to me like she's holding a red heart, and there's a flame coming out of the top, and then, of course, it's radiating light. So there's a lot of energy, a lot of support to help any movement that is happening and will be happening. Like, you might be sitting in it right now. You might be feeling like almost as if you could tumble over a waterfall, and it could be rather unsettling, but we all have cosmic divine support. So to have trust and faith. So soon it will be time to leave something behind you. I know that you may grieve this loss, even when you know deep within that it is for the best to let go. Allow me to nourish you with the courage you need and the realization that this change is happening so you can flourish and thrive. Your growth serves the growth of others too. You shall not cause loss or harm to that which you are releasing. All moves in my grace. All moves in my grace. Surrender your fear and doubt and trust in my unconditional loving grace for all beings. She says all situations have their purpose, but new purpose is calling you forward now. Even if it's unfamiliar territory that you're feeling attracted towards, don't try to hide from it or avoid it. Again, this is also more just bold honesty with ourselves. What am I attracted to? Where am I being drawn? Could I possibly do that work? Could I possibly create this in my life? Could I possibly, am I possibly worthy of abundance and love, money, friendships, my dreams coming true, whatever that may look like. And also 29 is, numerologically, 29 is an 11, which is a master number for new beginnings and starting over. So it's a very potent ending card. So I would just invite you to think about, potentially journal or ponder or dream about where are these energies coming, playing in your life right now? Are you, do you have a feeling that something is changing, that you have outgrown an old way, or that you're growing towards something new and different? Do you feel that you are depleted and you need to just take some time for radical self-care, which was her first. I just love this spread. It's so maternal, isn't it? It's so the Divine Mother. I know not everyone has positive maternal experiences in the earth plane, but in the divine, this is just so, like, the first thing is, hi honey, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you tired? Do you need a blanket? Like, literally, she's saying, how are you? And she's not saying, like, how are you? I'm fine and I've got to go. She's literally coming to us and saying, how are you? What do you need? What can I do for you? What can you do for yourself right now in this moment that is soothing, that it caresses your spirit, that brings you well-being, peace? It's so sweet. And then from there, Our Lady of Innocence comes up and says, okay, now that I've held you and maybe you've shed your tears, or we've gotten you sorted and you're cozy and you're relaxed and you're fed, we've gotten the basics covered, your nervous system has calmed down. What, sweetheart, is on your mind? Our Lady of Innocence, you are my beloved. You are an innocent being. I don't care what is going on in the earth plane. Come to me. Come into my arms. And if we think about a lot of what we see playing out in our world, on a world stage, on a local stage, in our communities, in our families, how much of that, if we were able to actually be in those energies and receive that love from the divine and commune in that space, which is also communing with ourself, our highest self, and ourself, our ego, our thoughts, our life experience on this planet. When we allow those energies to flow in, what happens often in the human experience is we don't feel worthy, so we reject it. It's like, I can only have a drop or two of this. And she's literally saying, come bathe with me. Like, let me stand underneath a waterfall of light and I will care for you. So if we can do this for ourselves, then we can bring this medicine into our own lives. First, we bring it into our life. We become nourished and we become these brave warriors of our own inner transformation. And then we walk on the planet and we share it, whether we are sharing it with animals, or we're sharing it with, speaking of animals, my dogs are knocking at the door. This could get fun. Or we're sharing it with people. So we're sharing it with our loved ones, or we're sharing it in the work that we do in the world, or we're sharing it through our art and we lift people up. And then anyway, so then she says, Our Lady of Truth is where we get really radically honest, and we get honest with ourselves, and we transform ourselves so we are honest in the world. We are truthful in the world. We are embodying our authentic spirit. So when there's a meditation I lead on Thursday nights, and we get to a place where when we're breathing in and out of our sacral chakra, it's also known as the dream chakra. And so we breathe energy into our field of dreams. And part of what I'm guided to say when we're breathing through that chakra is we are breathing, we're holding and connecting with the energy of the dreams of our soul. Like, why are we even here? What brought our soul into this world? Why did we come through the galaxies and through our pillar of light? Why did we leave the heavens to come onto this planet? And there are infinite reasons. There are infinite beings, infinite reasons. So, but when we breathe through that chakra, we connect with the energy of creation and how it flows through us. So when we get really honest with ourselves, part of where the joy is in this life is when we connect with the truth of what we want to do in this life, what we want to share, who we want to be, how we want to walk on the planet. And that is in all the ways that we spend our day. It's not just our work. It's not just our family. It's our thoughts. It's how we care for ourselves. It's the clothing we wear and the way it touches our skin. Do we like soft? Do we like form? Do we like bright colors or muted colors? All of that, is how we create and share our artwork of our soul on the planet. And so she's saying, as we go through this time, which is we've been going through it, we've been feeling it, we're in very radically active times, and I think that's one reason why Mary was nudging me again to come back and do the messages from Mary. As I said at the beginning of the video, that we started these 3 years ago exactly. The first one last week was May 1st, and 3 years prior on 2020, it was April 27th, but that was the Monday of that week, we started messages for Mary. And that year I looked back, I actually Googled, we all know 2020 was big, but I Googled events of 2020 just to kind of remind myself what was going on in the global world as I layered that against what was going on in our personal lives. And it was a huge year. And so I'm excited and honored and graced that the energy, these messages from Mary wanted to present again, and they literally presented 3 years to the day to be shared again for however long we do this. So anyway, Our Lady of Starting Over, we're starting over messages of Mary. We are all starting over. Humanity is in a rebirthing process, and it's going to be, who knows, it's going to be, it's another chapter. It's another chapter in humanity. So this is the Kuan Oracle, and I just wanted, I've cleared them, but I just want to see. She wanted to come through as I was connecting with, I love to have a closing love note, and the Kuan Yin, the mini oracle wanted to come through. Because we get really, when energies are heightened, whether it's through our own personal experiences or just whatever's going on in our life. Oh, hello. Or if it's what's going on in the world, or both, we can get, our little adrenals and our nervous system can get pretty ragged. So I thought it was sweet that these energies wanted to come through. The mother, Kuan Yin, is love and compassion. She's just such sweetness. So the card that came up, there's her image. And her message is immortal treasures. Within you are precious immortal treasures, gifts of your soul, which include the ability that you have to transmit healing. Honor yourself as a healer. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity. You have divine support in your role as a healer in whatever way, usual or highly unusual, that this is unfolding for you now. So I feel, if you can see the words, I feel that anyone who's connected to me anyone who would see this video, anyone who sees anything I post, we are all healers. We are all bringing through shifts in consciousness. That I believe that every single person that I am connected to in this way and in my personal life are here to do that in a conscious way, not an unconscious way. And so what this card is just affirming, your immortal treasures as a profoundly gifted, necessary, needed, cherished healer. And what these, this is cool. This is my Kuan Yin. Can you see my Kuan Yin crystal? Isn't she gorgeous? I'm probably not holding her the best way, but isn't she sweet? So she hangs out with my oracles of blessing. But that's what this is saying. Like we're all being asked to level up, and in order to do that, we absolutely have to take care of ourselves first. We can't level up and sustain any sort of additional energetic output or physical output in the world or emotional output without caring and strengthening our inner bodies, our physical body, our etheric bodies, our spiritual practice, and knowing that we are held, like working through all the things that live within us that are faces of fear, or it's all about fear, right? Oh, I don't want to be seen, or I'm afraid of what will happen. So all of this is about releasing it, and in all the little micro ways that we need to do, as well as the macro ways. So thank you, sweet ones. I'm going to get one more message because I want to. So I'm doing walk-in sessions now at the Playful Soul starting on Tuesday, starting tomorrow, and which would be May 9th. And this oracle, where's the book? Okay. This oracle, so we had the bazaar last weekend, and this oracle wanted to come, which of course it did because of the eclipse that we were in, but Hidden Guide to the Hidden Worlds by Lucy Cavendish. And I shared, I was just setting my table up and a card flipped out. It was Rebirth on Saturday, and I'm going to take this with me tomorrow for sessions at the Soul tomorrow, but it wanted to come. So let's just see, connect with me in the field, just connect through your heart. We're just going to see what message the divine, Mary, what message would you like to bring through this oracle to share? In closing, this has been such a beautiful reading. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to share it with you. Thank you for coming on. And what message is whoa, hello. Ooh, I love it. The Isle of Wonders, Revelation, Teaching, Discovery. So how gorgeous is the art? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so notice Our Lady of Innocence, the healing was to stand in her waterfall of white light. And this is literally, and then I talked about how it wasn't this oracle at all. It was something online. I just actually purchased it because it was so beautiful. But that's a waterfall. So the oracle I was referring to earlier was, the card that I got was Waterfall of White Light. And so here we go again. So this is the third time in my day. So I'll be working with that energy tonight. But the Isle of Wonders. So isn't this fun? Revelation. So it's Our Lady of Starting Over. She's encouraging us and holding us as we move into any new energies. But this is it. It's the world of wonder. 4, which is also the energy of angels. So we have a lot of angelic support. I'm just going to read it because her messages are not as long, or I'll read whatever I feel. Anyway, we're going to read part of it. The Isle of Wonders. Some places are so precious they must be completely protected. Aww, Our Lady of Innocence. She was talking about those places, such as this place, the Isle of Wonders. Shrouded by the mists of the waterfalls, guarded by the turbulence of the waters, it can only be reached through becoming light and flying there. What does this mean for you? That in order to learn what your soul craves to understand, you must become light enough to travel over the waters and into the Isle of Wonders itself. When this card comes to you, know you are being guided to become light, so your soul can travel to this place and explore the marvels of this place. It is a place of peace and of great teaching and discovery, of soulful intellect and spirited intelligence. There lies such a place deep within you, and you can discover this place within. For while the Isle of Wonders continues to exist, so too does the wonder within you. It may be time to rise above and free yourself from what has held you back, and this can take place in subtle, potent ways. It is not a literal escape, although adventure can always assist us. This is more freeing of yourself from all that is around you, which convinces you that you can no longer learn, that it is dangerous to discover, that believing in marvels is the domain of fantasy. It is not, for this place exists to generate the belief in the marvelous, the desire to learn, and the repeated and peaceful liberation of the enchained soul. Fly now, friend, and let yourself visit this most marvelous place and learn of all that is pure and true again. And then her illumination at the end says, I have the freedom to learn and to discover. My soul thrives on adventure. So I love that. I hope you loved it. I feel that specifically also if you are one who is starting a new endeavor, or you're learning a new skill or a new modality, or you're going back to school, this is also giving you additional support as you bring in, whether you're bringing these gifts in through communion with Spirit, or you're studying them through a teacher, university, learning a modality, a trade, a new job, training for a new job, whatever that is, you have this additional support. And again, the energy of the waterfall of light is such a simple practice. So I'm just going to leave you with that we can just close our eyes and go into that space, go into the waterfall of light, feel it washing over your entire being, like lift up your face, feel the light over your face, flowing through your eyelids, flowing inside of you, over you, through you, radiating all around you. And you can stay in that energy for as long as you like. And again, as I said earlier, it's an easy one to do when you're in the shower, if that feels like a lovely place. So with this, thank you for being here. Thank you for connecting your hearts with me in this time and space, wherever we meet. And it's been an honor. I'll see you next Monday. Blessings. Namaste, sweet ones.